Good afternoon and welcome to drupa 2024 once again. My name is Wayne Robinson, editor of Print 21 magazine. I'm with Dr. Andreas Plesske, CEO of Koenig and chairman of drupa. Good afternoon, Dr. Plesske.
Good afternoon, delighted to speak to you.
Yeah, we're speaking from the Koenig stand, which I have to say, as someone who's been to 7 drupas, is not like any Koenig stand that I've been to before, because it's very modern, it's sleek, it's futuristic looking. What's the kind of reasons behind the approach, Dr. Plesske?
I think what you see is 8 years of evolution of the business, and also 8 years of the evolution of Koenig and Bauer. You're right, 8 years ago we have been primarily engineering. We proudly showed wonderful machines. We still proudly show wonderful machines, but this drupa is all about production concepts, about artificial intelligence, about workflows, about digitization. It's about getting the whole process from printing to die cutting to folding gluing on both digital and analog production systems through, and managing that in a more complex environment. So all this thing is, let's say it's 50% down the road of science fiction. We're not there yet, but it's getting more modern, and so therefore our stand is also a way more, let's say, zeitgeist approach of what we have.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. And of course, that approach is reflecting the issues that print businesses face around the world. One of them being the shortage of labour and skills, isn't it?
The very interesting thing, and I learned that from my extensive drupa tours in the last quarter of last year, where I visited 22 countries, I don't know, 30 cities or so, is this general shortage of skilled labor is a phenomena which you see anywhere in the world. It doesn't matter if you go to Asia, to South America, to Southeast Asia, to India, to Europe. It's the same everywhere. And that is something which is a bottleneck for our industry. Therefore, easier control of the machine, more automation is the answer to that. Currently is the answer to that. The other answer is upskilling. So of course, as a company which is engaging in more than 170 countries, we also need to transfer the skill levels of the people and have local schools and local training programs and so forth. So it's automation and upskilling people, but it is a bottleneck of the industry.
And part of automation we're learning at this show is artificial intelligence. What does Koenig and Bauer stand on artificial intelligence? Is it something that's we're going to be seeing in your equipment in the printing industry?
It's real. It's not a concept. And if you wish to show here, you'll see it. Our interface for artificial intelligence is called Kiana. Kiana, I think, is Greek and stands for blue, which is our corporate color. And you need to have a word like "Hello, Kiana," and you can't say the other word because then your iPhone will do fancy things. So it's Kiana, and you can actually do things. Ask Kiana like, well, "How was production in the last 3 days? What were the problems?" And it collects the data. You can say, what do I need to do to replace this part? Or on predictive maintenance, Kiana tells you should be aware that about 10 days from now that happens. So basically, Kiana is something which extracts data itself and communicates with the user in a very simplified way. So even an executive of a company can use them.
Well, it sounds sci-fi and futuristic, but it's here today, isn't it?
It's here today, and there's a stand down there, and you can try it out.
Koenig and Bauer presses a large part of your market is packaging. A large number of commercial print businesses are looking at packaging as a growth market, where they see in Australia and New Zealand at least commercial print plateauing. How easy is it for a commercial printer to move into packaging with Koenig and Bauer?
I don't know how easy it is for our customers to go to a GIF to find new customers from their point of view, and how well they are accepted. And some of our customers already do both. So for them the conversion is probably much easier than somebody who's strictly in commercial. But the equipment is mostly dual use.
Yeah, that's
so the equipment is not the bottleneck. Of course, there is very special commercial production equipment which is only for that part. Yeah, that exists. But the general printing equipment, may that be digital or analog, is dual use. Nearly everything is dual use. So we are not the bottleneck. It's the business model which our customers have and how successful they are in carrying it into the market.
Dr. Plesske, you're also, Koenig and Bauer says it has the broadest portfolio of printing equipment of any manufacturer. from all the different, because you're into many different areas now, aren't you? In the digital side of packaging and corrugated, and lots of things. What's the rationale for that with Koenig and Bauer?
The rationale is that we see strategically the biggest growth market in our industry is packaging, and printing comes down to what is the substrate of the future and what is the printing technology of the future. So therefore it is logic for us to understand all of these printing technologies, might that be screen or flexo or digital or offset or whatever, or even in Tardio if you go to Bangor printing, and we can print on any material. We can print on ultra thin film, we can print on the hybrid materials like Tetra Pak and thin paper, thick paper, cardboard, also corrugated board, metal, glass, call it any packaging material. Why is it important for us to have knowledge of all of that? First of all, we are a technology company, so this is the core of what we do. Secondly, the jury is still out there, which is the substrate which will prevail, and which is the printing technology which will prevail. So the jury is out there. How much will digital printing bite, for example, into the market of offset? What if any of the offset part will go to flexo? So there's a lot of movement in the future, and any customer should speak to us, even if he doesn't buy from us. But since we do it all, we're not inclined to recommend only what we do. We're inclined to really discuss with them what the options are, what the pros and cons are, so we can, our sales department calls it the trusted advisor. I find that a bit fancy, but in reality, we don't have to push a certain technology or a certain size of a machine or a certain something, because that's what we happen to do and that's what we happen to base our business on. We can speak to any customer and say, let's have a free discussion about how good is digital for your purpose. What can flexo add? Or is it offset? Is it large format? Is it mid format? So since we have all that, we are objective, and we can speak about that, and we also know the business fundamentals, the production data, the costing of all of that. So I think we are the right partner to speak to. Everybody is invited to speak to us, even if they later on don't buy from us, which I would really find a bad idea. But we can really be, we're a one-stop shop for the packaging printing industry, and also for much of the commercial printing industry.
Dr. Plesske, it's been a pleasure talking to you. Thanks so much for sharing your brief insights into the Koenig and Bauer standard, and in fact into the future and the present of the commercial packaging printing industry.
Thanks. You had about the longest travel from here because you're on the other side.
Yeah.
Okay, so thanks for coming and thanks for the interview.
Okay, thank you.